Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. It's Rope Break Radio, episode 15. We still haven't been canceled. And
Not
that's
yet.
really because,
I'm pretty damn surprised.
and you know why? That's because YouTube can't cancel us. They've got no choice. If they did, they probably would have canceled us after episode 1. We've got a great show lined up for you guys, but first, as always, the esteemed panel of WWE experts. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Alec Kozubski.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back for another edition of Rope Break Radio.
Please ignore the Patriots sign that he has in the back. We apologize for that. It's not his doing. It's not his doing. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Donato.
Oh my God. Episode number 15. I'm pretty damn excited. I don't know about you guys.
They should be. Can you remember WrestleMania 15? One of the all-time bests. Anyways. And I am Aussie. Interesting little bit here. Today we've got something special for you. If you are interested in joining tonight's broadcast, tonight's show, we're going to be with you for an hour tonight. If you want to join the show, if you want your voice to be heard, if you want your face to be seen, if you want to be in front of the millions, okay, maybe more like tens of viewers that we have, you can do that. And the way you can do that is by messaging us on our Facebook page. Let us know, hey, I want to ask you guys a question live. I'll provide you with the link, and then you can join our show just like the gentleman Crispy Bacon is in the house. He's ready to ask us a question, and we'll take your question in a short while here, Crispy Bacon, otherwise known as Michael, or as he likes to say, Michael Mania. Either way, listen up. First topic that we need to cover on Rope Break Radio, there's no denying it, no way around it, and that is the possible looming budget cuts that we could be seeing at the end of this week. Basically, what's going to happen is we're going to get that WWE Network subscription, the subscription, whatever the hell you want to call it, announcement. And based on that, how good or bad it is, we could be seeing some pretty drastic cuts here. And, Matt, I'm interested to know, what you think. I mean, it seems like we're going to be seeing some sort of bad news. What's your take on it? Do you think we're going to see some talent cuts or just production or what?
Honestly, I see the way WWE is working right now, I think they're really, really sold on their production team. I think they're really sold on making movies. For some reason, I think that's their next big idea. We need to really make movies. If I were WWE, I'd cut the shit out of their production for the movies. They're not good. They're just not. They blow. If you want to see the freaking the Marine 4 was pretty good. The Miz, great performance by the Miz. No, seriously though, it's fucking terrible. And but they'll probably cut talent. That's just what they do. They cut the best talent going. I mean, look at Slate Randall, aka Sean Ricker. And me and you both agreed on this. One of the best talents going right now. They've already had him fucking singing and dancing in the ring on NXT. What the hell is that? Like, this guy is talented, and this is what you have him do. So I wouldn't be surprised if they start cutting guys like Sami Zayn. I'm just being freaking.
No. Now you're getting nutty. That's all you're doing.
No, I'm getting critical. Obviously I'm being a little facetious, but no, I just feel like they're gonna start cutting some guys in NXT. They'll be cut. Scott Stanford probably will get. I mean, I haven't seen that. Why I didn't even know he was still around. So hopefully they make the right decision, start cutting people that don't belong there. Los Matadores, they don't belong there. Get them out of here. There's extra money being paid that they don't need. Kali, really, there's nothing he can do. He's not impressive. He can't physically put anybody over anymore. It's just not possible.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I said, he's one of the guys that needs to go. I said, in the article that I wrote for the site, there's not really many options they have really at the main level roster right now. They kind of cleared it out on that Black Thursday. a couple months back, and right now it's kind of like slim pickings for them. They do still have a guy like Santino Marella on the payroll. They've got guys like Scott Stanford on the payroll.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense to me. And for them to go and cut anybody else meaningful, it'd definitely be a shame. But Alec, I mean, what's your take on it? Do you think that talent needs to be cut, or do you think, like Matt does, that they need to, maybe cut a little bit more on the production side?
I mean, talent cuts, yes, it depends on who. Like you said, Greg Khali, Stanford, those guys need to go. They don't really offer much, besides Khali in the Middle Eastern market. But I mean, on the production side, you know, WWE film studios, whatever it is just an avenue for them to kind of get their name out there, put their superstars in, different roles, whatever it may be. But I think as far, as the cuts go, what's there left to cut, really? I mean, they've already made $20 million in budget cuts already. So what else do you need to do in order to make your losses not look as bad as they already are? So, when that, network number gets released towards the end of the week, that'll really be the deciding factor on what they decide to do.
For sure. And I'm not 100% sure what to expect here as far as the actual numbers go. And we're seeing multiple people in here joining the show via YouTube. Berkeley Pierre, nice to see you, buddy. Yogi is in the building, and Jose Paulino is watching as well. We appreciate you guys tuning in as always. And if you do want to join our show tonight, you guys have been really loyal listeners and watchers. If you're interested, send us a message on Twitter or a message on Facebook, and I'll get you the link so you can actually join our show and ask us a question live. We'll do a little bit of back and forth here. But right now we're talking about the budget cuts that could be looming at the end of this week. And as far as the WWE Network subscriptions go, I'm a little bit worried that we could see, some bad decisions made here because, in regards to the actual cost of the WWE Network, a lot of people fearing that it's going to go up to $14.99 soon. Which, let's be honest, is that still a bad deal?
No.
Absolutely not. Not a bad deal by any standards. But let's face it, when you are told you're going to have to pay one thing and then later on you're told you're going to have to pay $5 more, it's not exactly the most exciting thing out there. But as far as the WWE Network goes, I think the really big option, and you always hear the adage, it takes money to make money. These guys are still loaded. I don't care how many millions they've lost in the past, so many months. They are still a big-time promotion, obviously. Still have plenty of money to spend. Go out there and get the network overseas. Because honestly, I won't even lie to you. I know that the fan base is more passionate out there.
Absolutely.
And it's because they don't get as much of a dose as we do. Now listen, well over half of the WWE not main events, live shows are hosted where? In the United States. Every single day we've got live shows, house shows within the United States. Almost every single pay-per-view is in the U.S. Basically every single pay-per-view is in the U.S. There has been some, overseas in the past, but there's nothing going for that international fan base, and they are huge. That fan base is a huge pool of untapped potential because let me tell you something. You look at WrestleMania, I guarantee you, at WrestleMania, Americans are probably almost a minority at WrestleMania. You see
definitely.
so many people flying in from different countries around the world. And then that next night on Monday Night Raw is always wicked special. Why? Because you're getting a lot of that audience that doesn't get to see live shows all the time. They're there, they're in the mix, and they get to see what's going on. So, Matt, what's your take on it? Do you think that they need to get overseas, or do you think that might be a little bit too expensive, maybe too much of a a risk for them.
No, they definitely need to get overseas. You know, like you said, they have a huge market over there. You know, they could reach their quota just by simply going overseas. I know they have what they want to make. I think, what was it, 1 or 2 million?
1 million.
Right? Is it 1 million subscribers
Yeah.
by a certain time? And just for America alone, as you know, as kind of a safety net for all the stockholders to say, listen, this does have potential, buy into it. You know, so I think that's, you know, why they're holding off, because it's really right now the stockholders are really kind of holding it where it is. They're like, we don't really want to invest in this, you know, because it's not making what you said it was going to make, and they kind of shot themselves in the foot by really overestimating, you know, what they thought the reach was going to be right away. But I think it's a worthwhile investment. I mean, I have no issues with the network. I think it's great. You know, people who complain about it, oh, it's a little bit laggy. So is YouTube half the time, and you go on that probably every single day. I don't understand the bitching and complaining over it. It's a great product. It gives what it gives. The pay-per-views are so much cheaper, you know, and you get so much more content with it. I just can't understand the people who complain about it.
Well,
And, you know,
not to interrupt, but the people that complain about it, let's be 110% honest here, are the people that live stream the shit anyways. So when
Yep.
when you make very good and valid points like, hey, the pay-per-views are cheaper, they're like, well, I get them for free anyways because I'm a badass and I live stream it. Oh, really, tough guy? Awesome. You know, way to support a product that you're then going to bitch about when it's not good. Well, you really have no right to bitch about it if you're not, you know, making an effort to help out yourself. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely. I agree. Yeah. And all three of us, we've live streamed before, and honestly, I prefer the network over live stream. The quality is
Absolutely.
just much better. You don't get that grainy crap. You don't have to keep switching links every 5 minutes.
Oh, Jesus.
It keeps going in and out. It's a pain in the ass to do a live stream. I'd rather pay $10 a month and get all this extra garbage that isn't needed but is included, which is awesome. I say garbage in a more positive sense. It's not actually it's not actually garbage. I don't want you guys to get the wrong impression like, oh, it's just garbage. No, it's just you get all this extra stuff that you don't really need. I would take just the pay-per-views alone, honestly, for $10 a month. That's a steal.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because you were paying $60 a month for a high
Exactly.
definition version of the pay-per-view if you were doing that. And again, you'll get the same people going, I wasn't paying that. I was live streaming it.
Yep. Exactly.
You know, we got two words for you, man. Rope break. Alec, your take on, you know, your final speeches or your final words about WWE Network, and you know, maybe we have to break out the guns. Maybe Alec needs to you know, put these people in their place. These people that are afraid, quite frankly, to join and re-up with the WWE Network.
You know, here's how it is. I've said in articles before, you know, on RopeBreakWrestling.com that, you know, the network needs to go overseas. It's one of their biggest markets, and because of that, it's neglected. It's not getting the exposure it needs. Therefore, they don't hit their numbers. They lose money. Their stock plummets. Whatever. And then, you know, okay, price hike. That's fine. If you're getting a quality product, you're getting thousands upon thousands of hours of archive footage that's nowhere else out there. Sure, you can go find it on YouTube, but most of it's been taken down now because of the network. So you're getting all that history for $9.99 a month, and then they want to increase it to what, $14.99? That's fine because you're still getting those pay-per-views for less than what you were paying before. And okay, you want to stream it? That's fine. Continue to watch your shitty quality pay-per-views. Go for it. That's fine by me, and you can continue to bitch about the product. But the fact is, the WWE Network is a better alternative than going on to some streaming site and watching it that way. So you know what? Man up, pull out your little coin purse, pay up the money, and just buy the network.
And I've said it 100 times. It's equivalent to one trip to McDonald's a month.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if you're buying a 20-piece nugget, a fry, and a shake, that's your WWE Network subscription there for the month. So there's definitely no arguments there. I know some of our viewers are a little bit too young to, sign up for themselves and whatnot, and mom and dad are a bunch of Rudy Poo candy asses. Whatever the problem may be, we do understand if you can't, you can't. But at the same time, I don't want to hear people bitching about the product that are live streaming and not supporting it. So it is what it is there. Now, the next topic that we'll get into, and again, guys, I know the usual few are watching on YouTube. Please do us a huge favor, because right now the show just doesn't seem to be sticking every week. Yes, we really, really enjoy coming out here chatting with you guys, our 5 or 6, 7 core fans. What we really want to do here is expand this product. The more viewers we get, the better shit we can do. Eventually we could be doing giveaways off the show. We could be, doing all sorts of cool stuff. And Jose Paulino joining the show now here. 1 second.
Hey guys.
Hi, Jose. We're going to just mute you just for a minute now, buddy, and then we will enter you back into the show when the segment comes, all right?
Alright.
All right, and again, for those of you that are a little bit confused right now, we've got 2 people joining the show. They're on cue. They're ready to ask questions. You too can be asking questions if you're interested in getting on the show live today. First time ever event here. Then basically all you need to do is send us a message on the Facebook page, and we'll be able to do that for you. Guys, are you getting a black screen right now?
What, for you? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
When I talk, it's a black screen, or what?
Yeah, every once in a while. I can see you right now. We're good.
Yeah.
It goes in and out.
Okay, well.
I think it's based on internet quality, but either way.
Okay, well, basically, like I was saying, if you're interested in getting in on the show, you can do so by messaging us on our Facebook page, and I will send you the link to the show where you can join us and ask us a question live for all the viewers to see, all the viewers to hear. Make yourself famous. And
Damn straight.
Yes, Michael's asking us if it's okay if he asks 2 questions. Yes, we're going to have a questions panel. We'll have a little bit of a back and forth. We've got plenty of time here. We're going to cover just a couple more things before we go into our questions segment, and then you guys can ask whatever you damn well please regarding wrestling, of course. Now, Batista. Matt, why don't you go ahead and speak on the Batista segment here?
Well, if you guys didn't see it before, you go on ropebreakwrestling.com. There's a Q&A from the the Huffington Post.
Yep.
That talked with the Animal, Dave Batista. Asked him a bunch of pretty solid questions. Some are actually pretty damn interesting. One of the one that sticks out in my mind, probably the one question I think a lot of people commented on, was his take on the whole Undertaker streak ending. And his take on that was he didn't like it. Didn't make sense to him. He thought it was a terrible idea to have Brock Lesnar go over the Undertaker that way. He didn't think the Undertaker streak should have ended. And I'm actually inclined to agree with him. I think all 3 of us agree with him that we still, I don't know, it's still hard for us to see the streak end that fashion. I know I do personally. What do you guys take on that?
Well, I'll let Alex speak and have the last word on that, because obviously he's our resident Undertaker guy here. But to be perfectly honest with you, I'm over it now. It really doesn't matter much to me anymore. At first, yeah, we were all devastated, but after a while, it's kind of like all good things come to an end. I think if they do end up having a Sting versus Undertaker match, it's better that the streak is not in there, because then then there'd be no way Sting could have won. And people would have been really pissed if Sting showed up and beat Undertaker for the streak. Just like that out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But Alec, you're probably going to have a pretty solid stance on this. I'm interested to hear what you have to say about it.
Yeah. Like you said, I'm over it at this point. It happened, it's done. But I do agree with what Batista said. It shouldn't have, happened the way it happened. Maybe it shouldn't have been Brock. It shouldn't have ended the way it ended. It just, I don't know. It didn't. It just didn't seem, I don't know, likely that it should have happened. So, yeah, it sucked, but these things happen. Good things come to an end. But in the case, the streak still should continue. But it is what it is. It's kind of hard to put it into words, really.
Yeah, I hear you. I know. In terms of it ending that way, interesting little bit is that I saw an interview with Ted DiBiase, and he was saying that he still thinks it was an accident. He thinks that Taker was knocked the fuck out, and that that's why he didn't answer the 3 count. And after that, it was kind of just like a improv. Holy shit, we fucked up. Like, what do we do? He says that at Gorilla, Undertaker came past the curtain and collapsed.
Yeah, he did. He did.
So, I'm not 100% sure Ted DiBiase would just go out there and say that if he wasn't, didn't have some type of tip, or if he didn't really believe that in his heart of hearts. And, he was there and he saw things that we didn't see.
Right.
Now, I think if that's the case, they've done a really good job at keeping that, within wraps. I know the Undertaker situation is kind of like a two-person thing anyways, where Vince and Undertaker are the only ones that really know anything.
Right, and you had those rumors of Vince making the call. That's what HBK said. I don't know. I don't know if I believe it. I think it's more inclined to it was a last-minute call during the match. Like, okay, Undertaker's in pretty bad shape. All right, we'll end it here.
Yeah, that's another feasible scenario. Was that they after that concussion, you just saw no way for Undertaker to go over there, and maybe they decided to call it there. But
yep, definitely
wouldn't that have been
makes
interesting?
sense.
That would have been like the New Orleans screw job. Like Undertaker goes out there thinking he's gonna win, gets concussed, doesn't know where the fuck he is, and then all of a sudden the streak's over. And it was Vince in the back, like, kill the streak, damn it! Nothing better than me.
I didn't screw the Undertaker screwed the Undertaker.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting years down the road. I'm sure we'll get like some sort of Undertaker biography or something like that. And we'll eventually get the full story, just like we did with the Montreal screw job. Everything will play itself out, and eventually he'll speak on it, and we'll it'll be interesting to hear. But in regards to Brock Lesnar, interesting stuff. He apparently snubbed yet another fan at the airport, a fan trying to go up to him and just get a picture with him. There's video out there on YouTube where he just basically says, "No, not today. No picture." What do you guys think? Do you think Brock is playing up his heel character, or do you think this guy is a legitimate asshole?
It's a tough call. There was also another story earlier today where a fan saw Brock at the beach in Florida last week, and the guy was just filming on the beach, and Brock happened to turn around and see him, and he goes, "Hey, no fucking pictures." So, in that regards, I don't know if he's just playing up the heel persona. Whatever, it's cool, it's Brock, he can do it. But there's been other reports of people who live in Brock's hometown, down in St. Paul, Minnesota, whatever. They see Brock at the grocery store. He's always a friendly guy, does pictures, whatever. So it's a tough call. Maybe he's just playing into the heel character, and that's fine.
Of course.
No, go for it.
And it looks like if you look down at our screen, I know not everybody can see it, but we've got Mike Mania over there just running wild. he's just got his face full into the camera. Between you and Jose, we can't hear or see either of you on the show right now. So if you're trying to weigh in on the Brock Lesnar bit here, nobody can hear you. Sorry, pal. We will get to those questions soon. One thing is, of course he's going to be okay in his hometown because let's be honest here. are you nicer to people that you know straight up, or are you you know nicer to complete effing strangers?
You doing all right over there, man?
Yeah, what's going on, Matt?
No, nothing. Something just popped up on my screen. I'm like,
Yeah,
what the fuck?
actually,
Yeah,
Jose, if you could
yeah.
please. Oh, there he goes. Jose's gone.
Jose quit.
Maybe it was because he was trying to download apps and shit within here. God
Yeah, I was
damn it, we can't
Yeah.
give these kids anything nice.
Oh,
Oh no. And there we go. All right,
All right.
back to the show.
So anyway, god damn it. God, interrupting our fucking show. Let's
Hey,
Let's
Sean,
go over there,
kicking your ass
lay the
is
goddamn
fucking
smack down on some candy asses. Anyway, just my little bit on it. I don't know. The video that was shot, 'cause I didn't see the video. Was he like really rude about it? Like, no, not today, or was he like?
Didn't look rude at all.
No,
He
he
looked
just like
he was with
Okay.
Sable, and he was just like, they were having you can't actually hear what he's saying. It's her husband is filming her talking with Brock and Sable from, probably about 10, 15 feet away, and she just comes back and, didn't get the picture, and the husband's like, it's okay, that's Sable, his wife. Well,
yeah.
he was basically just pretty pumped up that he got to see Brock Lesnar in the airport. I was surprised more that Brock was just like chilling. He was like standing up in the middle of the effing airport. Like, I'd be trying to hide my shit. I don't know about you.
No, he
Yeah.
was waiting for Undertaker.
I was waiting for Sable to pull off the dress and have nothing but black handprints on her breasts.
Oh,
Oh God, Sable.
Hold
Anyway.
on, look at this. We can't, you can't see it. The viewers can't see it, but Micah Mania on here continues to run wild. This guy has a Cena sucks sign up on the screen. Mike, hold tight, buddy. Keep that up there because in a minute we'll be answering your questions, and we'd love to have you, showing that. That kid is ready to run wild.
I know, holy shit.
Matt, you gonna give your final thoughts on that?
Yeah, let me just summarize this shit before we get interrupted again by these couple of jabronis over here. No, it's the same thing with CM Punk. What the God damn it. No, I'm not gonna quit.
quit yourself.
But no, I think we don't know the circumstances leading up to why he did that. And it's his right. If he doesn't want it, he probably gets people hounding him for pictures every day. I don't mind having a conversation, but I really don't want my picture taken. If he was like, "Yo, get the fuck out of here with your camera," that's another thing. Like he was that's being kind of an a-hole. He doesn't have to be rude about it, but and somebody randomly filming on the beach. First of all, if he's not there filming Brock Lesnar, that's a little weird. Who the fuck goes to a beach? Some like hairy 40-year-old man without any kids, just video camera on the beach. That's weird. So my thought is
40-year-old with no kids. That'd be Brock, or that'd be Paul Heyman.
yeah, that's who was shooting the video. See, we didn't get to see who it was. He was yelling at Paul. Damn it, Paul!
Say something stupid.
But yeah, I mean, I think the guy with the video camera on the beach was fucking videoing Lesnar, unless he did have kids, but I don't think so. But yeah, I don't think he's being a douchebag. I mean,
let me interrupt you real quick if you don't mind, though, just because Mike Flaherty over here, Michael Flaherty on our Facebook page, sent in perhaps a new nickname for Brock Lesnar. We've heard, if you follow Grimm's Toy Show, Bork Laser. Michael Flaherty offering up Cock Lesnar.
Oh man.
Because the guy's just a cock. He's a dick. Apparently that's what it is. I love it. If I was in his position, I might be the same way. Could you imagine hundreds of people just coming up to you and your wife? Can I get a picture? Can I get a picture, Aussie? Get the hell out of here, jabroni. Know your role and shut your mouth. Pancake your ass on out of here.
Alright, you need to turn that shit off.
Absolutely not. I'm like the Adam Schefter of WWE over here,
Oh man.
getting these updates and stuff.
With that haircut,
And
it's more like a
I
wannabe
have to give you
Y2J.
this. I have to give you this. Michael Flaherty now offering up another a bit of funny info here. He says Brock ended the streak because Undertaker took a picture of him backstage. All right, well,
that makes sense.
that about concludes the spot here. We're right at the halfway mark of the show. We're going to open it up to questions. So if you have any questions, please ask us on the YouTube page here. Honestly, though, the best way to ask us questions and what will always take precedent is going to be on our Twitter at Rope Break Wrestling, where we will answer the most questions that way, just because they come in the quickest. But right now, we're going to open up the show to our 2 live questions to start things off, and we're going to start off with the Mikester, Micah Mania here.
And I'm turning my damn volume down.
Yeah, turn your volume down. Be
Turn your
warned.
volume low. I can already
Crispy
tell.
Bacon is about to enter the show. Micah Mania. 1 second here.
All right, brothers, how's it going?
Well,
All right.
What's going on, Mike?
All right, Micah Mania, you're on live. Get your 15 seconds of fame, jabroni. Ask us your question.
All right. So we see WWE signing all this really good talent. Prince Devitt, Kevin Steen, Kenta, all those people. But the thing is, most of these guys that WWE are signing, they have like a TV-14 gimmick, or something copyrighted going on. So where would you possibly see Prince Devitt and Kevin Steen? Because Prince Devitt, they'll probably make him wear his New Japan Pro Wrestling attire. So where do you see this all happening in WWE?
I guess I'll step in first, and then we'll throw it over to Matt, because I know he does.
That's a good question.
It is a good question,
Great question.
Mike.
Great question, bud.
And a younger fan here definitely knows his stuff. Respect. But my take on it is that most of these guys are just going to come in and get a completely scrapped gimmick. What I expect to happen is that when they go into NXT, a guy like Kevin Steen, I don't know that he's going to be known as Kevin Steen anymore. A guy like Kenta may not be, marketed as Kenta. Same with Prince Devitt, probably most notably Prince Devitt. I could see them doing something completely different with him. I think that's really what's going to end up happening. And it's probably going to be a disappointment to a lot of us fans that know these guys from the other promotions. But for some of the younger fans and the fans that don't know these guys, they're not going to know any better. Matt, what's your take on that?
See, I can see them changing the gimmicks, like you said, scrapping the gimmick. I know Kenta. I don't know. See, for me, Kenta, when he was signed as Kenta, and WWE keeps posting on their Facebook page talking about him as Kenta. So if they were going to change his name, they bring people in. They don't just, for instance, Slate Randall, Sean Ricker. They didn't start posting or messaging him about on NXT as Sean Ricker. They called him Slate Randall, his name that they automatically, as soon as they sign a guy, they usually have a name, or they usually, before they market him, this is the name we're going to give you. And they're already marketing Kenta. Why would you market Kenta and then change the name completely differently and then confuse everybody? So I think they're going to keep Kenta. As far as Prince Devitt goes, he has been outspoken and did say that he does have to tone down some stuff, but he still is going to be coming out with a lot of his comic book, the stuff that you would see in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He'll be coming out with some of that gimmick. He's not really changing too much from what he was saying. I don't know if he's getting that from the WWE themselves, they've already told him that we're not going to change your gimmick, or he's just assuming. But I would assume he's signed. He has a little bit of know about where his character is going after they sign him. So I don't think either one of those guys would change. As far as Kevin Steen, because Kevin Steen, out of the two of them, which is difficult, as far as the U.S. market goes, is more well-known than the other two, because let's face it, Kenta is huge in New Japan overseas, but a lot of the U.S. fans, unless you know your wrestling, they don't really know Kenta. Because I've seen a lot of people be like, Who's Kenta? Who's this guy? Oh, he sucks. He's scrawny. Like, get the hell out of here. So Kevin Steen's going to be the most notable one because he's on an actual marketed another U.S. platform of Ring of Honor, and he was a huge there. Everybody knows his name. So I think he might be the only one where they would change his name. As far as his gimmick, he is very similar to a CM Punk. So not having Punk there, they might actually keep that gimmick. I think that could be interesting because he's got like that anti-hero gimmick that I don't give a shit. I'm gonna bash your head in kind of like tough guy gimmick that Punk had.
Yeah.
So they could still go with that, seeing that they're done with Punk. That it's interesting. That could be one of the reasons that they're not so worried about bringing Punk back. They're like, oh, we're getting Kevin Steen. We already had that gimmick now on TV. We're like, we'll let him do his thing.
It's Phil Brooks, you idiot.
Oh, Phil Brooks. Walking Dead.
By the way, does one of you guys have Crispy here on mute? If you want to take him off mute, just so he can kind of weigh in as we're weighing in with him. I can control his volume here.
Yeah, I didn't mute him.
Yeah, he's live with me.
Okay, so it's muted for whatever. Oh, okay. Hold on a second here.
Oh, there goes Jose again.
Oh, Jesus, you know what that means.
He's back.
Nice try, Jose. Nice try. Okay, we're trying to get Crispy on here. And,
we'll get to you, Jose. Don't you worry. Slow your roll.
Don't fret, my pet.
Don't worry about it. We'll get to you. We promise.
Yeah, we'll get you.
Hey, Mike, can you go ahead and try and talk, though?
Hello?
Yeah, he's
okay,
good.
Okay.
Oh, wait, did you? I think he muted his. That's what it was.
Oh, okay. All right. So another thing is I kind of want to comment because we've got a couple people weighing in on Mike's question here on the YouTube page. Looks like we've got a new viewer in Cast Love Hate. He says, "Wait, Kevin Steen is PG-14?" Question mark.
Yeah, that's basically what I've seen from him. Is more of a TV-14 gimmick.
Yeah, we agree with you. Or at least I agree with you. I think he may have been being sarcastic. Being sarcastic. But then he also goes on to say, Kevin Steen's new name will be Happy McLaughy Pants. Hashtag confirmed.
Or 17.
Well, how about this? How about this for you, Mike? Sir Tommy T, a.k.a. Yogi, who is a frequent watcher of our show, is calling you out. He says, Sheamus is on the Hangout. What do you have to say to Yogi?
Cut up promo.
Hey, you don't want to go against Micomania, brother.
There we go.
See, I am the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, so...
Oh, man.
Oh, my God, he's got
I stole these belts. Phil Brooks gave them to me.
All right, well, thank you, Mike. I understand that you have another question. We'll come back to you after we ask Jose his first question here. So stay tuned here with us, buddy. We'll get back to you. And now, Jose, there he is, one of the biggest rope breakers out there. Jose, if you could just turn down your TV, buddy.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
The kid's got manners.
Alright.
Thanks a lot, buddy. First off, welcome to the show. We know you're a big fan. We appreciate you always taking time out to watch our show. I believe this cat is the brother of Leslin Coleman, who was once the self-proclaimed biggest rope breaker. Haven't seen the candy ass in about a week. Now, Jose, why don't you go ahead and ask us your first question, bud?
Alright. My first question is about Adam Rose.
Oh, no.
This one's for Alex.
Go ahead, Jose. Go
That's
ahead,
good.
buddy.
Alright, so before they had Adam Rose, this gimmick about Leo Kruger, a more serious gimmick than Adam Rose now. And the WWE backstage, they're just not taking him seriously with that Adam Rose gimmick. So do you guys think they should change his gimmick around?
That's a good question.
Alec, Alec, you were right off the rip.
Oh
Why
man.
don't you go ahead and start with that one?
There are the rumors that Kevin Dunn is kind of bearing his character backstage, and you can see that he's kind of in that, comedic role that was, left behind by Santino. And, I can't say that he's a bad wrestler because I haven't really seen anything spectacular from him in the ring. And but from what I've heard, the Leo Kruger gimmick was better than the Adam Rose gimmick, so to repackage him maybe would be a bad idea now because they've had him on TV for so long. But maybe there is still a way to save his character. But as for right now, I think Adam Rose is done for. Stick a fork in it.
I gotta agree with that. Definitely agree. He's been on TV too long. People know his face. So I mean, if they could give him a gimmick that's like, for instance, Bray Wyatt, who people knew as Husky Harris. I mean, they were chanting that for a little bit, but Bray Wyatt's character is so great that you don't hear that anymore. But I don't think, my problem with the Leo Kruger gimmick is it's a little too similar for me to Bray Wyatt. So I think that might be one of the reasons why they dropped it, because they already have a Bray Wyatt. They don't need this guy. It was very, very similar. But yeah, the Adam Rose gimmick is killing him, and it's a shame. Because I know, like Alex said, he's never seen him wrestle before, so he like you said, you don't know that he's good. But I've seen a lot of his indie stuff. Very talented. He was like one of the top indie wrestlers. And I know Aussie kind of disagrees with that, and he said before that you don't think he's all that special in the ring. That's fine. I like his in-ring. He's one of the top wrestlers in South Africa. He was like the top of the top. In like the biggest promotion down there, and I think he's talented. I think he's got talent. But the Adam Rose gimmick, absolutely killing him. And like Alex said, stick a fork in him. He's going down the Santino path. I don't think there's any way he's coming back.
Well, as far as I go, and we'll get to Micah Mania's second question here. I say that the only reason, which by the way, good question, Jose, regarding Adam Rose, is I think everybody here is kind of thinking that he's done for. But at least the way I see it is that the only way they can repackage him is by sending him back down to NXT. That seems to be the way that they do it now, is they send him down. I mean, my answer to his question is so good that he's actually leaving his seat. He doesn't, Oh, he's bringing up.
Oh, man.
Man, I don't want you to burn down your house, but we might have to see you burn that son of a bee to the ground right now. The only way that I see them repackaging guys nowadays is sending them down to NXT and then having them rework their gimmick. And then, I don't see Leo Kruger coming back, unfortunately, although I think that would be pretty badass. Now, people weighing in again on YouTube, Yogi says, Sheamus as WWE World Heavyweight Champion, time to cancel that WWE Network script and take 4 shots at Micah Mania. Now as a John Cena figure up on the screen, things are beginning to get a little bit edgy on the show here. We might have to rate this TV 14. And then I asked, does anybody else want to hop on the show and ask a question? Jose, where's your brother, Jabroni? Tell that Jabroni to get out here. I'm trying to, in the process of.
Alright, I'll go get him right now.
Yeah, go get his candy ass. Time to cut a promo on him. How dare that jabroni call himself the biggest rope breaker? Then here we are, 6 viewers, 2 people on live, and his candy ass isn't even here to, make any statements.
Well, as far as I know, the jabroni is sleeping.
Oh.
Sleeping? All right, Jose, I've got a very important mission for you, and this is only on Rope Break Radio. Are you on a laptop or are you on a desktop?
On a desktop.
Damn it.
Why?
We need some candid footage of you going in there and dropping a people's elbow on him. Wesley while he's asleep. But what we will do is we will get back to you, Jose, for another question. Right now, I'm going to
Wait,
open
I
it
have
back.
2 more questions. All right, can I ask 2 more questions when it's my turn again?
Yes, we'll get back to you, buddy. We're glad that you're eager to ask questions. We'll definitely give you another shot. If you want to go ahead and mute your mic right now, we're gonna head back to Micah Mania.
All right.
Micah Mania, you're back on live, pal. Why don't you go ahead and unmute your mic and ask us question number 2, Jabroni?
Okay. Well, I don't really care about the shots because they're not really hurting me physically. Like, there's nothing wrong. But the question I have is hold on, I'm trying to remember. Hold on, just give me a second. Okay.
Meanwhile, we'll play Sheamus' theme song. It's
Oh, that's just a preview of Aussie's debut album.
yeah.
WWE.
WWE
Songs from
themes.
Room 316.
All right, I'm back. Okay.
All right, Micah
So,
Mania.
we can see that TNA, the downfall, it's like down, like it's almost to the pit.
It's
But
good.
the thing is, how do you think that TNA will get back to doing whatever they do? And like, do you see a TNA network coming in the future?
No
Let me put that really in a simple answer for you. Absolutely not. No, I don't think there ever will be a TNA network. That was a funny one, though, pal. Way to bounce back from that the shots that were fired at you, offering some comedic relief. Now, as far as TNA goes, remember, just because it was reported that the TV rights are not going to happen, even though that's not 100% true, because apparently they are still negotiating. Even though the TV rights aren't happening, that does not mean that the company's down and out. Remember, Ring of Honor has been alive and well for a very long time without a TV deal, and TNA could do the same. They do need that Spike TV money to continue doing, the type of promotions as we see in F5 here on the screen. In order to keep up what they're doing as far as their production costs and stuff like that, they will need that TV money. So, guys, either one of you have any thing to say about TNA?
Oh my God. Yeah, I'll weigh in real quick.
Oh, shit.
And if you're new to this show, real quick means like a half an hour from Matt.
Anyway, bunch of assholes.
Yeah, quit yourself.
Anyway, no, I think that they're definitely not down and out. They're still negotiating. Like Aussie said, they need the TV. They need that Spike TV money to keep going. Do I think there'll be a network? Not anytime soon. Not even remotely soon, if ever. But I do think if it were me, the way that I think the best way for them right now to get back to where they need to be in order to be, I want to see TNA Impact become a huge show because that's competition for WWE, and that makes WWE better. And I think WWE really needs that right now. They're not competing against anybody. They need somebody to say, look at the Monday Night Wars, arguably one of the greatest times in wrestling history, and that was because they had competition. So I want to see them do good. And I think one of the only ways they're really going to do that is they need to kind of step backwards a little bit. I think they're trying to do everything at once, and they're trying to maintain what they already have with a lot less. You know what I mean? And I think they need to kind of step back, go back to their roots, kind of cut a lot of things out, start doing budget cuts. They don't need fucking Matt Hardy coming back to reform the Hardy Boys. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody wants to see
But do
Matt
they
Hardy
need
now.
that is the question, because that's the last time I've seen any interest from anybody about TNA was, oh shit, Hardys versus the Wolves. Because to be perfectly honest with you, nobody was really enjoying fucking, Daniel Bryan Part 2 as their champion.
Yeah, no, definitely not. That's another thing. They need to stop watching WWE. Just do your own shit. And bringing six-sided ring, interesting. Bring it back to 6 sides, interesting. But that's not enough to get your company back on top. Sorry. They need to get rid of Dixie Carter. She's a a goddamn cancer. She's terrible on screen. What they're trying to do. She's like, they're trying to make her like Stephanie McMahon is on TV. It's like, it's not gonna happen. She's terrible, not believable. She's just ridiculous. Get her off my screen. She was gone. Maybe I start watching. They have talent there. And that's what the ridiculous thing is. You know, they have talent. They have potential, but they just keep dropping the ball.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, well, we're going to field a couple more questions here, which means we're probably going to end up going into overtime. So, Jose, I'm going to ask you to please pick one of your two questions. Because we do have some questions here on YouTube. So I'll let you think about which one you want to go for, and then I'll bring you back in the show in a moment. But first, on YouTube here, we've got Kaz Love Hate, which Kaz, let us know your real name. It looks like you're a new viewer to the show, and we appreciate you watching. He says, what show would you put on the network, reality or otherwise? This is a topic that I really want to dive into. We only have 9 minutes, so we'll make it kind of quick. But this is something that I've been wanting to speak on for a while here, especially on the show, because right now they're complaining about the low subscription numbers, and all that. Oh no, please subscribe to our show, blah blah blah. Well, here's an idea. Why don't you not put Total Divas Season 1 on the WWE Network? Something that, A, half of the WWE Universe doesn't even want to watch Total Divas, and 2, the other half have already effing seen Season 1. Why are they going to pay $9.99 to watch it again? They're not. What people want to see is that Monday Night Wars show. They want to see that new Tough Enough. We want to see Legends House 2, and other shit like that. Another thing that I really, really, really want to see on the network is more episodes of Raw and SmackDown.
Yep.
It's been slowly but steadily each week they add a new episode, and they started in like 1992. So we're in 1994 here, but at this point it's like, Jesus, I just want to watch the Attitude Era, to be honest with you. And same thing goes with Nitro and Thunder. People want to watch that shit too. I don't know why you would want to watch Thunder, but whatever. I want to see some Sunday Night Heat. I want to see stuff like that. But those are some of the things that we don't have on the WWE Network that we could have. Because believe it or not, people don't always want to just watch old pay-per-views. In the future, I'd like to see some type of other original programming here, aside from what they've got. Guys, do you have any ideas for a show, a style show, maybe reality or not, something that isn't on the WWE Network that you would like to see on a network? I'm going to ask you guys to kind of keep it to that so we can get into our next question.
Cooking with Rowdy Piper.
Uh,
I'm absolutely joking, but just learn to cook shit from Rowdy. No, I don't know. That's a tough question. Putting us on the spot. The hell is that? I really
Sorry, man. I didn't know you'd fold under pressure like that.
Well, I got one. Not to steal the spotlight from you.
Making me look like an asshole over
All
here.
right.
Oh, God,
yeah. No, just think about it. No, but something like how ESPN has 30 for 30, and they kind of give you small glimpses into athletes' lives. I think that'd be a cool thing to see on the network, because I mean now you have Total Divas and you have that, but it'd also be kind of cool to see it from different perspectives with different superstars and how backstage works. I think it'd be a cool thing to do. So I think that'd be something worth watching.
Definitely, and to add real quick, I also think they need something like similar to like Sports Center. They've had this week in WWE show, but they don't really follow through on it. What I'd like to see is some type of show where they're discussing everything that's happened. They need to start acknowledging rumors and shit like that. If something gets leaked, I want to see them come out and say and report it themselves, almost like they're us. Report it like they're, obviously that would put our jobs in jeopardy, but, after all, that's all we're working for here is one common goal is to make it more realistic. When wrestling was really cool is when there was a line between real and fake, and that line was blurred, where sometimes
Gray
you didn't
area.
know if it was real or not. Nowadays, with the internet, you know. If you're over the age of 10, you probably know what's fake and what's real. You know what's coming up. You know who's going to be returning. You know this. You know that. I'd like to see some element, excuse me, some element of surprise or some type of Sports Center or reporting show like that. Matt, did you come up with anything, or should we move on to the next question?
No, I did think of something that's kind of piggybacking off of kind of what Alex said. Doing now, I don't remember. I think they mentioned doing something similar to this, but kind of like they do with Showtime in boxing, where they follow, for instance, they'll follow Floyd Mayweather all the way up, like watching him do his trainings. He'll talk about how he trains, how he's hungry for this fight coming up, building up to that pay-per-view that he's going to be fighting in. I think if they should do something similar, on the network, I think that'd be really cool. Like, for instance, this SummerSlam coming up, follow Brock Lesnar, go with him to the gym, watch him, don't film too close. You got to be with Lesnar.
You got to be
You got
that.
to be inconspicuous Lesnar. He doesn't like to be photographed. Get the fucking camera out of my face. But no, have him follow him to the gym, watch him lift weights. Have him do
Absolutely.
interviews right there where he's like, I'm gonna tear John Cena apart. That would really build so much more for these pay-per-views and make them. I would watch that. That'd be really interesting.
Well, let's face it, you would watch it either way.
Yeah.
Oh, I get what you mean. You mean you'd watch that show if it was on the network. I
Yeah.
definitely agree. That's probably the best idea of the three, to be honest with you, is just have some type of, exactly like you said, leading up to a big event like SummerSlam. Let's see, John Cena. Let's see him, eating a bowl of Fruity Pebbles every morning. Let's see him with Nikki Bella later on at night, or maybe just Nikki Bella by herself, if you know what the Oz if you smell what the Oz is cooking.
Come on, these are children.
Man,
These
they
guys-
want WWE.
But we're going to slide in real quick, and we are going to ask Jose, at this point, Jabroni, ask us your final question here.
Okay. Have you guys, I think I asked one of you guys on Facebook. I sent you guys a message. If you guys were going to start a gaming channel, and have you guys decided whether or not you were going to start doing that? Because I
It's,
would like to play with you guys.
it's something that we briefly talked about. I think if that's something that we're going to do, it's something that we will wait to do until WWE 2K15 comes out. But I will tell you that I did just pick up WWE Attitude and Warzone for PlayStation 1. So maybe I'll have to hop on there and do some gameplay videos. You guys can watch me get my ass kicked or something like that. What do you guys think? Gaming channel? Maybe we'll have some gameplay up on there?
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'd definitely be into that idea. It's a good idea.
Definitely. So, Jose, hopefully that answers your question, pal. Basically, we've got about 2 minutes left here. We are going to kind of wrap things up. And here we go. Why didn't we think of this? Yogi, a.k.a. Sir Tommy T, if you're following on YouTube, says Rope Break Radio should be on WWE Network.
This guy.
Damn straight.
Absolutely.
Get him a job at WWE. He knows what he's talking about.
That's right. That is right. And Kaz Love Hate says my name is Callum, by the way.
Okay.
I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. They basically do a vlogging thing with Eden Styles, Cody Rhodes' wife.
Yeah.
Is he alluding to them doing kind of like a reporting thing? Is that what we're talking about here, or what?
Yeah, it's kind of like, she'll go around and talk to different guys backstage. Basically the same crap you see on Raw, but just not on Raw. Stuff like that.
Yeah. See, I think what Matt and everybody here was alluding to is that we want to see something like exactly like what you see for the boxing matches, where you see like the 30 days leading up to the match. You see the weigh-in. You see all sorts of, you know, you see all sorts of, real shit. You see Brock Lesnar flipping tires and shit like that, getting all sorts of amped up. You see John Cena, going like this. Apple juice. Yeah, I'll have to check out that.
He has his own workout video now.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. One of the moves is like a kick out at 2. 2 kick out. 1, 2 kick out.
That's funny. I have to laugh because as we leave you guys here, we've already gone 1 minute into overtime. But we I can't help but look at Mike Mania down there. He's acting like an absolute jackass. Of course, he's hamming it up for he's trying to get his 15 seconds of fame. Dropping the Santino. Either way, I have to laugh at somebody who commented when we posted up the tweet with John Cena talking about a heel turn. He said, internet explode at 3, 2, and then he never put 1, and somebody Cena even kicks out at 2 in his tweets.
That's why he never has friends over. He kicks them out at 2.
All right, well, let's go ahead. I'm going to give Jose, I'm going to give you a shot to say some final thoughts, maybe address the rope break universe before we close out the show here. So, Jose, if there's anything that you need to get off your chest or you want to say to the rope breakers or to the rope break universe, go ahead, unmute your mic, let it out now.
I want to be a part of the show, like every podcast, every pre-show, post-show. What do I have to do?
Well, it's funny that you asked that because all you have to do is believe.
And then lose.
But no, in all honesty, Jose, the way that we're running it here, buddy, is that we kind of have the 3 core rope breakers. But every single Tuesday on Rope Break Radio, we are opening up the floor. So every single Tuesday at 7 p.m., you can join us on the show just like you did today, and you can be a part of the show. Other than that, it's kind of just us 3 guys here because, as Stone Cold Steve Austin once said, don't trust anybody. Quite frankly, how do I know you're not working for WWE and you might be trying to infiltrate our website and destroy it from the ground up? I don't know. But either way, Jose, we appreciate it, buddy. We always appreciate you tuning in. And we still want to see that video of you burning the John Cena action figure.
See, I don't think I could do
that. You might have to bring it to your local fire department and see if they'll burn it for you, under their watchful eye. But either way, Jose, thanks again for tuning in and coming on to the show with us this week. We'll catch you next week, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Awesome.
Right.
Thank you, dude.
All right, Crispy Bacon, Micah Mania, come on here, cut your final promo, give your final words. The world has been waiting.
All right, brothers. I hope Micah Mania has taught you a lesson today. Never judge someone by their looks. Always judge them by what they wear, okay? So eat your veggies, drink your milk, and brush your teeth before bed. That's what I do when I'm about to watch an hour-long marathon of Sheamus matches on the WWE Network.
Oh, man.
Uh-oh, is he going to do fellow? Let's see the fellow.
What's he doing, man?
Taking my sunglasses back. Brother!
Oh, man.
All right, that was Crispy Bacon, ladies and gentlemen, otherwise known as our friend Micah Mania. And if you guys are wondering how the hell did these 2 jabronis get on the show, you could have been on the show too, but you were all scared and shit. As Alex said, maybe they're scared that we're just going to lay the smack down on their candy ass. Maybe they were going to check them out. We were pretty friendly today, were we not?
Yeah, we were nice.
We were
accepted all the questions.
So next week we want to see more people joining the show. There's no question about it. And you guys can keep sending in your questions on YouTube, but it seems to be a little bit laggy on YouTube. Uh, for like 10 minutes at a time, we won't get any questions, and then we'll get like 10 different comments at once. So you could be lost in the show there. But I'm just gonna kind of send out the final thoughts from people on YouTube. Aaron Mason says, Stephanie in ring gear. I said the same thing, Aaron, but I was in the privacy of my own home, not online.
Not an open forum.
And he also says gaming channel would be awesome. Fan matches would be great. That's an idea for the future. When WWE 2K15 comes out, maybe we'll have to get on there and whip your guys' asses over the internet like that. Sir Tommy T says, good podcast once again. Thanks again, Yogi, for always tuning in. We appreciate it. And Kaz says, calm down, Sheamus. Hashtag that to us, Kaz, at Roperate Wrestling. Hashtag calm down, Sheamus. We enjoyed you guys tuning in, and we hope that you'll watch next week. We hope that you'll tune in Monday night for our Monday Night Raw reaction. What happens after Monday Night Raw every single week. But really, right now, our closing thoughts. Guys, I know I'm putting you on the spot again, but I said we were going to do this without even talking about it, because we're deep into overtime here. Without even talking about it, I want you guys to give me your favorite SummerSlam match in honor of them playing SummerSlam 1998 on the WWE Network Sunday. Either of you guys can go first. I know it's probably going to take you a little bit to think. Favorite SummerSlam match of all time. You've got Mr. Perfect versus Bret Hart. You've got Michaels versus Hogan. You've got all sorts of different shit. Rock versus Brock.
Rock, yeah.
You've got Triple H versus King Booker. I know that's not going to make a lot of people's lists, but that was a cool return match there. Plenty of really good matches. Cena versus Brock. Brock versus Triple H.
Really quick, Mycomania just putting in his 2 cents real quick on Facebook. He said, look out, because Mycomania may appear next week. Sparking rumors.
All right.
All right, we look forward to that, Mycomania. All right, I guess I'll start it off. Yeah, definitely put me on the spot. I'm like, oh shit, I can't think of any, but you start calling them out. It's hard to pick a favorite, but knowing I'm a traditionalist and I really like a good wrestling match, I have to go. Anytime Bret Hart gets in the ring with, Mr. Perfect, it's magic. In my opinion, anyway. That's just me. But I also, it's hard because I really enjoyed Rock versus Brock. I really thought it was not just, the match itself wasn't, it was the fact that The Rock really put Brock over, winning that undisputed championship from the Great One in that fashion. That was SummerSlam, right? I'm not looking like
correct.
A complete
SummerSlam 2002.
Dude, okay, I don't want to look. I'm looking like a complete
One of the
jackass.
worst days of my life.
Yeah. Aussie like punching holes in his wall, ripping his shirt like Hogan. No, it's difficult to pick, but I gotta go both of those. I can't pick one.
Fair enough.
It's hard for me to pick one, but I gotta
Another
go.
good technical match for Bret Hart to look out for is, I believe it's 1992 SummerSlam, Bret Hart versus the British Bulldog for the Intercontinental Championship in London at Wembley Stadium in front of a massive crowd. That's an excellent back and forth to check out on the WWE Network. Alec, did you come up with anything, buddy?
It's tough because there's been a lot of pretty good SummerSlam matches. I mean, most recent memory, I know it sounds cheesy, but I mean, Daniel Bryan and Cena was a pretty decent match. It kicked off a pretty great storyline. I mean, before that, I'd say Undertaker and Austin because that was, really at the height of the Lord of Darkness storyline. And I can't remember if the crucifixion came before or after that, but I mean, it was really at the height of everything that was going on in the Attitude Era. So that's definitely a match that's on my list.
Okay, before I go, Aaron Mason says Team Nexus versus Team WWE. That's one he's throwing out there. Uh, wouldn't be on my list, but if you, Aaron, I can't go against you, man. Everybody's got different tastes. Now, two matches for me, kind of like Matt, but I will decide. Um, one that sticks out for me is SummerSlam '98, The Rock versus Triple H. Can you imagine those two going after each other for the Intercontinental Championship? That's a mid-card match. The Rock versus Triple H in a ladder match for the IC title. But without a doubt, my favorite SummerSlam match, and quite possibly, arguably, one of my top three favorite matches, period, ever in the history of WWE. And I know Matt knows. That is The Rock versus Kurt Angle versus Triple H in a triple threat match at SummerSlam 2000.
Yeah.
And you
I didn't think of that one.
You may ask me why, and I will tell you because not only is that a very technically sound wrestling match, but I'm one of those guys that's not necessarily a traditional technical guy, but I want to see a story in the ring.
Yep.
And there was no better story than told in that match. You had the love triangle with Stephanie, Triple H, and Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle clearly concussed in the beginning of the match, gets carted off, comes back, finishes the match. The Rock retains the title. You can't ask for anything better. Kaz Love Hate says Hogan versus Michaels. We agree. That was definitely up there as well. I believe that was SummerSlam 2005, was it?
Yeah, I think it was 5.
Yep.
Something like that. And Aaron Mason responds to me picking on him for Team Nexus versus Team WWE. He says, "But it's a tag match, player." Somewhere Teddy Long's smiling and appreciating that. But
and because you called me out, Oss, I will pick. All right. I will actually pick, unlike Matt. All right.
I didn't say it like that, jabroni.
You might as well have. I'll go Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect, just because I really enjoy a good technical. But I'm with you on that. Storytelling needs to be in it, and you bringing up the triple threat, Triple H, Angle, and Rock, amazing storyline. Not even just for that in that pay-per-view alone, the storyline leading to it was just phenomenal. And I agree with you 100%. It's easily one of the greatest matches.
Definitely. Alec, why don't you lead us out of the storm, brother? Let these jabronis know when the next time we will be on YouTube is, how they can watch us. And, I don't know, are we going to be doing giveaways at SummerSlam? I heard a rumor.
Yeah, there's a rumor, but listen, guys, thank you for coming on Rope Break Radio today, watching the show, asking questions. But listen, you want to watch Rope Break Radio, you want to be involved, every single Tuesday we are here live, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right before main event on the WWE Network. You can watch it on our YouTube channel. We post a link on Facebook. If you're not watching, what are you doing? Matt, tell them what's going on. Tell them what's going on right now.
Listen. First of all, if you're not watching, this is Rope Break Radio episode 15. 15, that means there have been 14 others. And if you're sitting there wondering, well, I haven't seen, they're on YouTube, watch them. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your life not knowing about the other 14 episodes. And if you have friends...
Tell them about the friends.
I'm talking about the friends. They know where I'm going with this. If you have friends that love wrestling, but you haven't told them about Rope Break Wrestling, you're a terrible friend. The worst friend. Terrible.
No doubt about it.
Reevaluate your life. It's just
For sure.
disgusting.
Well, that has been episode 15, Rope Break Radio. We did it again. Next time, we're going to let you know what we're giving away at SummerSlam. That's right. We're giving free shit away.
Giveaways.
You saw Jose. He showed you his giveaway win. We're going to give away a plethora, a ton of shit. Plus, I heard in the coming weeks, We are going to hear from Nick, the Cena fan, for the first time since I gave him the apple juice adjustment on our live reaction show for Money in the Bank. I put his ass through a couch. We haven't seen him since. He's going to come back in the coming weeks here. What the hell is he going to do? Everybody's wondering. Everybody's in suspense.
I'm
waiting.
excited for it.
How's he going to react? But until then, we'll be back next Monday night, right after Raw. So basically, here's the setup. You're watching Raw on your TV. You're opening up YouTube and our YouTube channel so that right when Raw is over, you are tuned in to our YouTube page because we're going live the second Raw is over. We're answering all your questions about the show. We're going to give you a platform for your voice to be heard. If you're like, this Raw sucked, we're going to let you say it. We're going to give you those shout-outs. If you didn't see the meme that Randy Hill posted onto our Facebook page, that John Cena, when that moment when Rope Break calls you out on their video.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, can you dig that, sucker? But either way, that's Matt. That's Alec. I'm Aussie. We're the Rope Breakers, and we're running wild like Micah Manius. Come back. Watch us next week, next Monday. Raw Reacts. No excuses. Don't be a bad friend. Seriously.
Don't do it.
Until then, we'll catch you guys next week. For the esteemed panel, I'm Aussie. That's Matt. Go ahead. Speak to him. Go ahead. Give yourself a goodbye.
No, we missed Alec. You gotta go. That's Alec.
All right. For the esteemed panel,
I'm out. Thanks for watching the show.
I'm Matt.
and I'm Aussie. And this is Rope Break. And if you ain't down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Rope
break.
Peace out, jabronis.